Hi there, it's Katrina German from katrinagerman.com, and we are going to talk about how FreshBooks can make your life as a small business owner 10,000 times easier. One of the most important parts of your business, of course, is revenue and keeping track of your expenses. And I have to admit, I have gone through many different systems to try to do this and make it as effective as possible for me and my small business. I have had a CFO in a technology company and someone just dedicated to take care of it. I've had times where I meet with an accountant and bookkeeper once a month. I've had all sorts of different approaches to it, but it wasn't until I met FreshBooks that I was just like, yes, my life is so much easier. It took down a lot of the expenses of keeping track of information for the bookkeepers and accountants. And the beauty of it is the invoicing. I am embarrassed to tell this story, but I just used to do my invoices in Word, send them off, and then trying to keep track of them, who was sent where, doing searches for the term invoice in my computer. It was just to find the invoices that I had sent. It was not a good system. So finding FreshBooks has saved my bacon, made me so much more organized, saved me some money in terms of my bookkeeping costs, and really does allow me to have up-to-date financial information for my small business. So let's get started. First of all, FreshBooks, and just freshbooks.com. And you can try it for free, which is beautiful. I also wanted to just show you the pricing before we get going. This is always subject to change, but here are the prices that are available to you once you get going, but you can always try it for free first, which is something that's really nice. So once you're in there, let's sign in. I did to try it for free. I used an old account, email account. This is not obviously the one that I have set up for my business right now, as it's a little bit tricky putting a video together about financial information when you don't really want to share your financial information with the entire world. So I started a fresh account. When you first get in here, they'll ask you a lot of questions about your business, what type of business you're running, and then kind of take you through a little tour. So it's sort of great onboarding and helping you educate and learn as you go about how to use it. Obviously at the top, they have how many days you have left in your trial. Right now we are on the dashboard page, and basically, they want to walk you through and make sure that everything's set up properly so you can customize your invoices, all that kind of stuff. Here's the beauty of the dashboard and the beauty of FreshBooks is that as you go to set this stuff up and actually click into these different areas, it'll prompt you to be connecting your banking information, which seems a little bit scary, but honestly, the value that FreshBooks provides in terms of creating these, total profit reports, outstanding revenue, they're always up to date. Your spending is just a really great resource for you, and it does it automatically, which is so nice. So if you go into any of these profit and loss areas, you can actually take a look at your expenses. Sometimes it'll automatically allocate where your expenses are, like a cab ride or an Uber ride will automatically be put into the right category. Other times it'll say it doesn't know, so you can just go through that and add what category each of those spending areas go into. But as I don't have my financials connected, it's a little bit tricky to demonstrate. But basically, it's a really, really clean way to be getting nonstop information about your financials, which is so, so important going forward in terms of your business. And then the beauty of it too is you can share this, invite someone that you know to take a look at your financials, mostly your accountant is who I have in mind. And then they can actually take this information and be using it for, your higher level things like, filing your taxes and all that kind of stuff. Or if you file them yourself, you have all the information right here. But it's just a really great way to organize things. It does it almost automatically, a little bit of work, but almost automatically. And oh man, is it handy. Here's the other thing that you're going to love, invoices. Now I don't have this set up, obviously, because as I mentioned, this is not my regular account. But basically you can create this new invoice. Let's see what this looks like. Set it up to look really beautiful. You can add a client, anybody that you want to. You can change the date on this. And then your description, you just add a line. Here's what this looks like. And it'll automatically add the taxes. You can go in and adjust your taxes too for your area. Notes. And this is something for me where I'll often like write a note saying, hey, if you want to transfer, here's my email for you to do an e-transfer. Or, I'm going to start charging 1.5% interest after a certain amount of time. So it's a really great time just to make things really clear in your financials and your invoice. There's also the option too, as you get going and setting this up, to be adding the opportunity for people to be paying through Visa or MasterCard online. So basically, as soon as they get the invoice, they can actually put their credit card information there and pay you directly. Now, they take a percentage off for that, and that's always a surprise when it gets to your bank account that it's a little bit less than you were expecting for that invoice. However, the beauty is that they automatically, keep your books up to date, that it has been paid, and what date it was paid. And so there's some real advantages just in terms of bookkeeping and getting rid of some steps for you. But if you don't want to be taking those little percentages off, I would remove the option for people to be able to pay by credit card on your invoice. So, and then basically you just send this off, because when you add your client, they'll have their email address in there and it sends it off. They, on their side, get a beautiful invoice. It makes it clear that it's there. And you can also take a look at all your invoices, see the ones that are paid, see the ones that are overdue, send them off again if you haven't gotten any payment in a short period of time. It's just a very, very, very handy way of invoicing your clients. So we're going to cancel that because I don't actually have an invoice to make. There's also estimates, clients. That's where you can go in and see everybody that's in the system. Expenses. Now, this is the place where, as I mentioned, you connect your bank, then everything comes in and becomes incredibly clear. Some of they automatically allocate into certain areas. Others, other expenses you have to, say, hey, this expense falls into education or whatever it is that it falls into. But this is just such a clean, beautiful way of seeing where you're actually putting your money, and it really organizes things in a beautiful way. Projects are, if you want to actually be, it's a bit of a project management tool that you can be connecting with your other clients, sharing documents, getting invoiced from other members on a project. So, it's actually a pretty handy extra tool if you're looking for a way to keep your different projects organized, especially from the financial perspective. And then time tracking. If you want to get very specific on and actually send people like, hey, I worked 37 minutes on this particular project, or, this is a great way to do it. Or you can be more general as well with your time tracking. I've used this in the past where I was, I had clients that I had specific contracts where it was only to work up to 20 hours a month or something like that. And I'll actually keep track of it in here, exactly what I was working on. So then when I invoice, it's just clean. The client knows exactly what I've been working on, and exactly where their money is going and their value is. And so this is actually a very, very good opportunity to be, just using another tool to make sure that your billing is clean and your clients are then therefore happy. So anyway, this is a really great program. I highly recommend it. Even if you're not into FreshBooks, if you have a different program that you're using, some people are using QuickBooks. There's a lot of different kinds of programs that you can be using to keep track of your expenses. There's nothing better than doing it automated these days. These systems are very safe. I obviously can't guarantee on behalf of FreshBooks or QuickBooks or any of those things, but they have people who are just dedicated to ensuring the security of these systems. They are, in addition to being as safe as possible. How about that? I'll put that like that online. They are also just an excellent way to stay organized, and they don't require you to have extensive hire another bookkeeper or have that extensive extra person looking at them. You can, of course, and have somebody to keep it even cleaner, but it's an easy way for you to do this yourself. Keep very good track of your books. If you do your own taxes, great, but if you send all your stuff to your accountant for extra information, it just keeps your bookkeeping that much simpler and that much cleaner. And I highly recommend using one of these programs if you're a small business owner. It just saves you so much of a headache compared to trying to keep track of your invoices in like Word documents or, even Excel spreadsheets. So anyway, this is something I absolutely love. I recommend. FreshBooks is fantastic. And I do have a list of others on my website at katrinagerman.com. And once you take a look at FreshBooks, if this is something that you want to be putting in, or you use another program that you think is excellent for keeping track of your financials for small business owners, please do head over to the Facebook page, Tech Tuesday Tribe, and add your extra comments. We all want to be learning together, and share your questions, your comments, your things that have worked great for you, and we'll try to make sure that the entire tribe can be educated. So have a really great day, and you've got this, girl. These finances are yours. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.